and welcome to Brandy's Poetry Corner, reading from Tom Paulin's The Secret Life of Poems, a poetry primer, published by Faber and borrowed from the National Poetry Library. This poem is a little bit longer, is by Alexander Pope. When I was doing my A-levels, which is a very long time ago, I always rather liked Alexander Pope, 18th century. Great 18th century poet. I couldn't resist this one, partly because of the title. It's called An Epistle to Miss Blount on Her Leaving the Town. There you are. She's gone into the countryside. So this is An Epistle to Miss Blount on Her Leaving the Town by Alexander Pope. As some fond virgin whom her mother's care drags from the town to wholesome country air, just when she learns to roll a melting eye and hear a spark, yet think no danger nigh, from the dear man unwilling she must sever, yet takes one kiss before she parts for ever. Thus from the world fair Zephylinda flew, saw others happy, and with sighs withdrew. Not that their pleasures caused her discontent, she sighed not that they stayed, but that she went. She went to plain work and to purling brooks, old-fashioned halls, dull aunts, and croaking rooks. She went from opera, park, assembly, play, to morning walks and prayers 3 hours a day, to pass her time 'twixt reading and bohea, to muse and spill her solitary tea, or cold coffee trifle with a spoon, count the slow clock and dine exact at noon. Divert her eyes with pictures in the fire, hum half a tune, tell stories to the squire. Up to her godly garret after 7, there starve and pray, for that's the way to heaven. Some squire perhaps you take delight to rack, whose game is whisk, whose treat a toast in sack, who visits with a gun, presents you birds, then gives a smacking buss and cries, "No words!" All with his hound comes hollowing from the stable, makes love with nods and knees beneath her table, whose laughs are hearty, though his jests are coarse, and loves you best of all things but his horse. In some fair evening, on your elbow laid, you dream of triumphs in the rural shade. In pensive thought recall the fancied scene, see coronations rise on every green, before you pass the imaginary sights of lords and earls and dukes and gartered knights, while the spread fan or shade your closing eyes, then give one flirt and all the vision flies. Thus vanish sceptres, coronets and balls, and leave you in lone woods or empty walls. So when your slave at some dear idle time, not plagued with headaches or the want of rhyme, stands in the street, abstracted from the crew, and while he seems to study, thinks of you, just when his fancy points your sprightly eyes, or sees the blush of soft Parthenia rise, gay pats my shoulder, and you vanish quite. Streets, chairs, and coxcombs rush upon my sight. Vexed to be still in town, I knit my brow, look sour, and hum a tune, as you may now. Thank you. I don't think Alexander Pope had much time for living in the country. Let's hope that Miss Blount was happier than it would appear from that poem. For other poems read by me, look me up, Brandy Pearson, on YouTube. Thank you.